Thanks so much for sticking with us. For nearly 30 years, the Bragg Jam Musical Festival has turned downtown Macon into a live music hotspot, drawing crowds from across the country. Conner Hendricks has what's new this year.
Bragg Jam 2026, their concert crawl is just days away, and joining us to talk about what's new this year and how to get special tickets and a special celebration honoring some certain things and where it all began is Bragg Jam President Olivia Walter. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. I wanted to start by asking you, the 2026 lineup's out and there are some really big names, so tell me who you got this year.
We're very excited about this year's lineup. As usual, Bragg Jam likes to try to keep a diverse genre and keep the lineup what's happening, what's going to be next in our future in music. So we have Cassius Culpepper and Langhorne Slim as our headliners, and those are national touring acts that you'll see on other big name festivals. But we're also very excited about the full scope of the lineup because we have Girl Tones, which I think you're going to hear about in 5 years and be like, oh my goodness, I saw them in Macon, Georgia, or Improvement Movement. Boca Floja is a Hispanic speaking musician, and I just think we've got a little bit of everything. So no matter what kind of music you like, you'll find something you love at Bragg Jam.
Now, Bragg Jam is not just performances at one place. It's kind of spread out. It's multi-stage, but you have some new locations this year too. What are those?
Yeah, it's called a concert crawl for a reason. You get one wristband and it takes you into all of our 8 venues this year. So our new locations, we have Late Night that's joining us, and they're a really great venue because, I mean, Little Richard once played there. So to be able to say, like, you're going to be able to see another band that's new and up and coming in the same place that Little Richard once played, that's a great history. But speaking of history, we also are bringing back an older venue that used to be a part of Bragg Jam, and that's the Rookery. It's their 50th birthday, and so it only makes sense to celebrate their 50th birthday with where Bragg Jam all got started. The first Bragg Jam happened in 1999, where the Buckleys played at the Rookery as a memorial to some lost friends. And so it's really great to be able to have the Buckleys start Bragg Jam every single year, but this year they're going back into the Rookery, sort of an homage to that first Bragg Jam.
First Bragg Jam and their 50th anniversary there, so that's a pretty great date there. There is some new information about getting your tickets this year and some of the VIP locations and stuff. Can you kind of tell us about that?
Yeah, we're switching things up a little bit because of like where our venues are. We want to make sure that central ticketing is actually central. So if you're looking to get your wristband on the day of, or if you're looking to get a ticket on the day of, you're going to want to go to Cherry Street. We're going to be right outside of Wesleyan Leadership Lab. That's where you can get your wristband to get into all the different venues. You have to get that wristband before you start going on your concert crawl experience, because if you go to the venue first, they're going to turn you away and say, go get your wristband. So you go to Cherry Street, you'll see that new central ticketing location, and then also we've got VIP moved to right underneath Churchill's. It'll be a nice new experience where people, if you get your VIP ticket, I highly recommend it because it's open bar with beer and wine, but also you get that AC, you get a DJ in there, you get a private bathroom, which everyone needs sometimes, but then also like you're just going to be able to hear a little bit more about some of those things you definitely need to check out. And when you're walking around VIP, they're like, oh, you need to go see this person.
Well, open bar, AC, and a bathroom. You got my attention now.
Yeah.
Now, they do have a guitar pool, and this is all about girl power. Tell me about this. This is interesting.
Yes, we've had the guitar pool for a couple of years now. It's at Capricorn, and you get all these songwriters together and they sort of all work together in a moment and sort of express like how they write as a songwriter. But this year we decided to make it special by making it an all women's guitar pool. So we've got Cece Witt, we've got Ash Tuesday, we've got Sam Stevens, and we've got Julia Barfield. And it's going to be a really wonderful experience to sort of see these women sort of take the reins and show how powerful they are as songwriters. So I highly recommend going to check that out. It's early on in the concert crawl, but I think they're just gonna like blow your mind.
And you guys have a theme every year too. What is yours this year? You know, I see like seashells, I see music, I see like on your shirt there, maybe like, I don't know, eyes, you know, it's a little, what you got here? What is the theme this year?
So we like to we talk about how we always have Bragg Jam in the heat of summer, and it's a little swampy, it's okay. So we're going back to our swamp roots. We're an all volunteer board, and we've got a really great marketing team that designed all of this themselves, and it's really great art this year. They included Muddy, which is this Sasquatch character that we have as our mascot, that he sort of comes from the Ocmulgee River and comes to Bragg Jam every year. We also have like just the river flowing, because Bragg Jam really got started as Bragg's passion and love for the Ocmulgee River and how it sort of flows through the community. And we want music to flow through the community the same way the river does.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Well, this year it's also a special celebration, kind of as you were talking about over at the Rookery. Tell us a little bit about that, though. So the Rookery, they have their 50th birthday, but you said this whole thing got started there at the Rookery as well.
Absolutely. I mentioned Bragg just a minute ago, but Bragg Jam all got started because Bragg was a local musician. He had gone to Mount DeSales, and his band was about to go on tour for their first big album that they were releasing. And right before that, he took his little brother on a cross-country road trip. And unfortunately, Brax and Tate got in a car accident on that trip, and they passed away. But Macon gathered together, and they rallied and sort of just memorialized him by gathering at the Rookery and celebrating their life and saying, like, his legacy will live through music. And that was the first Bragg Jam in 1999 in July. And so that's sort of why we keep that to this date every single year, is we keep it in July to celebrate that anniversary. And in 1999 was that first one in the Rookery, but then by 2003, Bragg Jam became a nonprofit organization where other venues wanted to be involved. And I think that's really important because Bragg Jam represents all of Macon. It represents the great diverse community we have. We have different genres of music. We have so many different venues that just represent different things. And so as it's grown, that Bragg name gets to live on with that legacy as well.
Definitely neat that you guys could get it back over at the Rookery this year as well. Can you also kind of talk about, there's going to be a special performance as well, kind of a full circle moment?
Yeah, and that's part of it, is the Buckleys will be at the Rookery. And so we're very excited because, again, you're bringing the Buckleys back into, the Buckleys were Brax's band. And so when the Buckleys originally were going to the Rookery and memorializing Brax and Tate in 1999, they're the same band members that had the first Bragg Jam get started. They're the same band members that turned Bragg Jam into a nonprofit. 27 years this has been going on, where we've had music, downtown Macon, people really enjoying each other. This is where people will meet their best friends. This is where people will meet their spouses. We have like people that have met their spouses and have full families now. And so we have Bragg babies that are now going to Bragg Jam, which is wild to think because it's 27 years. You have people that's how they've met. And so it expresses the community. And so being able to have the Buckleys go back into the Rookery and be able to, they're going to tell some of those deep stories about, Brax and how they even began to start this whole experience. And so I think going to that first show during the concert crawl at the Rookery, you're gonna want to be there because you're gonna hear some really great stories you'll never hear again, I'm sure.
Well, there are going to be a lot of fans around downtown, and shows are going to be spread out all across the city, so there's going to be a really big economic impact as well. Can you kind of talk about maybe the numbers? How big of a deal is Bragg Jam to our economy here? Yeah,
Bragg Jam is massive. If you think about it, 27 years, downtown has changed massively in that time period, but Bragg Jam's withstood it all, and they've also helped sort of bring that some of those businesses to life through the impact. Back whenever Bragg Jam was first getting started, this was like 3 months of some of these downtown businesses' economic impact in just one night, and so we are bringing in people from all over. We showed that our ticket sales are bringing in people from all over the Southeast, but also we have people that are buying tickets from like Connecticut and Michigan. It's really great to be able to bring people here, and we're bringing in these people not only to these venues that they might not have gone to before or heard of before, but we're bringing them to our restaurants downtown. We're showcasing some of our local musicians, and they're hearing those sounds, and it makes people really fall in love with Macon. Like, that's how I fell in love with Macon when I first moved here in 2012. I went to Bragg Jam and I fell in love and was like, this is where I want to live. This is my home. And you'll bring those people back because of their experience here at Bragg Jam.
Now, you guys have a really packed schedule and a lot of things for the adults to do, but also it's not just about the adults. You have some kid things too. Can you kind of tell us about what the whole family can do, especially for the kids?
Yes, we have Bragg Fam, which is a ton of fun. It's a family-friendly experience. We'll have face painting. We're going to have some balloon art, tie-dye. That's going to be at the Otis Redding Center for the Arts, and that starts off the day at 11 o'clock. So if you want to, get your kids tired and exhausted before you're about to go out and have fun for the rest of the night, so that the babysitter has an easy job for the night, bring them down to Bragg Fam starting at 11 o'clock. That'll go from 11 to 2. We also have a bunch of sanctioned events that are happening downtown, and that just means our local business partners that we talked about, that economic impact. They're doing events that circle around Bragg Jam to keep to that Bragg Jam theme, just to make downtown really lively and make it a whole experience for the whole downtown. So, Schuster's, they're going to have ice cream specials for people that have their Bragg Jam wristbands. We're going to have flash tattoos from Tooth and Nail. There's a lot of different sanctioned events that you're going to want to check out. We have all that information on our website as well.
Well, it really sounds like just a great time here in that weekend all across Central Georgia. Bragg Jam 2026, just to recap for you, takes place on Saturday, July 25th in downtown Macon, so you're going to want to go and get your tickets. Remember, the signature concert crawl features dozens of performances across multiple historic venues with headliners Cassius Culpepper and Langhorne Slim. Check out the full list of performers, venues, and the times. All this info on braggjam.org, that web address right there on your screen.